Hey guys, so here is the beginning. Sorry, I fixed the camera. Here's the beginning of the hot mess that Ashley sent me for the DIY challenge. So I'm gonna kind of tell you what I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna go prep everything and come back and do it. So for this project, we are going to use the ping pong balls, the chalkboard paint, the flowers, and the box, and this daggone sink mat. Okay, so the whole idea is gonna come together. We're gonna make a little box for my coffee stirs, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't like flowers. I'm not a flower girl, but I can do something with these. So I tested something and I spray painted just a little bit this one of the flowers, and so I think I'm gonna go with that. So we're gonna spray paint these. I cut some paint sticks, and we're going to glue those on the sides to cover up the stars. And we're gonna paint this, and we took a board and pillar, and I literally just cut the top off this board and pillar. So what we're gonna do is create a little coffee stir box with this, all of this stuff. So I'm gonna show you how we're going to incorporate daggone sink mat. And I'm gonna go spray paint the flowers and get everything prepped, and then we'll come back and we'll put all of this together, and you'll see what we come up with. And for this project in particular, we still have some goodies left that I have to figure out what to do with, but this is our first. So I just wanted to show you how we're gonna prep all this, and I'm gonna go spray paint these flowers and come back at ya. Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and we are going to get started with this crazy challenge that we have accepted. So the first thing that I want to show you is, you remember those purple flowers that we had? Well, we cut them all off, and I took them outside and I spray painted them. So I don't know how well you can see, but I spray painted these flowers blue, and then I used a little metallic over them to kind of, I don't know what I was trying to do, just really was trying to cover up the fact that they were spray painted. So they actually look pretty. I don't know if you can see in the video, but we're gonna play with those somehow. So those were the little purple flowers that we all cut off, but we are going to set that over here for a moment while we work on this. So the first thing that I did was I cut our board and pillar, and I just cut the top off here, okay? So if you ever wondered what the heck is inside of our board and pillar, well, you can see it's kind of some kind of plastic resin type. I don't know what it, but that is our pillar, and we are going to put that sucker on there, and we are going to make something for my coffee stirrers. So this is our bath mat. Let's go ahead and get that off, but that is a sink mat, sorry about that, that she challenged me with, and we'll get rid of that. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started on this hot mess of a project we have here. So what I decided was that this little box here, I wanted to cover up the stars. So I took some paint sticks, and I cut these to go onto the sides here. So we're actually going to go ahead and do that first so that it dries. This dries pretty quickly. So hold on, let's get this open. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to do, is go ahead and glue these to the side. The only reason that I'm doing this is so that the stars aren't showing on the side of this little Dollar Tree box. Okay, so we're just gonna put this right in the middle with a little bit of wood glue. and press that down. Doesn't have to be crazy perfect by any means. And we'll let that dry for a second while we get started on the other stuff. So wood glue is very strong. If you've never worked with wood glue, it is crazy strong. Let's try to get that in the middle. All right, we're going to press that down nice and hard. Okay, so basically, again, just wanted to cover it up to give us a nice even look for our box, okay? So we got that. We'll set these paint sticks aside. I love paint sticks. I use them for so much stuff. Okay, so where should we begin? Actually, we should probably, let's go ahead and paint this, okay? So let's paint our box. So she gave us some chalkboard paint that we're supposed to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our little, we actually sell these. These are really great for all your projects. So this came in the box, and this is a chalkboard paint, and it is black. We are going to paint this box black, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and get started with that. Very easy. Let's take this off. This was a little Dollar Tree box. These things are, they soak up the paint really, really well, this kind of wood. So we're just gonna go ahead and paint this entire box, and I'll be quiet and speed up this portion of the video so you don't have to watch paint dry, literally, right? Okay, so we are going to let that dry for a bit, and we are going to paint the base of this black with the same chalk paint. Do you think that Ashley will let me get away with this being a paint mat? I don't think so, right? No, it has to be used in the project. Okay, Ashley. We are just going to paint this very roughly because we're going to rough it up anyway. So, not too worried about what this looks like. Just a rough little paint all around. All right. Let's make sure we got it all. I think we do. Okay. And there's our base. So we're gonna let that dry as well. And then we're gonna come back and get started with the design of the whole project. All right, are you ready to play? We have painted this black with our chalkboard paint that we were given. We painted this black and added those sides. So what I'm gonna do right now is rough these two up just a little bit. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a weathered look. Especially around the edges. Give it just so that shows through a little bit, okay? So I just don't want it to look so polished. Get the top. I love it. It actually looks white underneath. I don't think I've ever actually sanded these little paint sticks, but I do have another project coming up with the paint sticks, so this is very good practice. So again, we're just taking this. I usually use a paint or a sand block. Okay, got that. All right, so just looks a little weathered, looks good. We're gonna leave it like that, and then we're just going to scuff this up a little bit. Now I've done a couple projects with these, and I will say they are hard to scuff up because it kind of wants to only do around the rings, so you really have to work to get elsewhere, like in between. And this is scuffing really easy, so be careful. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so let's see, where do we start? We are going to glue this bad boy on there, but first we have to use this stinking mat, okay? So, I will say, I don't think you can see it, but there's a lot of little edges in between here, and we're gonna paint. We're gonna use this as a pattern, like somebody suggested, but it's not gonna be that pretty. I'm just telling you right now. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and outline with something. What am I going to use? We'll use a chalk marker. Hopefully, yeah. Okay. So we are going to outline this just like that. Cut this. Ashley thought she was being real slick by putting this in there. I hope I get her name in another box that we have to draw, because it's gonna be a good one. I won't take it so easy on her next time, huh? Cut a little bit more. Okay. Let's cut a little off both sides. And all we're gonna do is put this pattern down in here. So I think, and you're not really gonna be able to see it once we get done. So I'm not too worried about this pattern. Still need more off the side. Okay. Let's take these off too, just so I don't accidentally paint there. All right, here we go. We are going to do a super rough painting here. Okay, so no judging on this part. So we are going to take some gray and fill in these little squares. All 900 million of them. Thank you, Ashley. No, this is actually fun. I hope this turns out as cute as I think it will. If not, we're totally blaming it on Ashley, not my crafting. Deal? Okay. Let's see. So if you got one of these boxes, do you think you could have some fun with it? I was never even hesitant about saying yes. I was like, let's go. This sounds fun. But then I started second guessing myself, like, what if I totally suck at this? But you know what? It's crafting and it's meant to be fun. That's all there is to it. So it's actually a lot of fun trying to figure out what I'm doing with all this. Now the second project that I do is going to be a little bit more difficult because I still have no idea what I'm going to do with those boxes. I am still at a loss. Now I'm going to sand these a little bit, so I'm not real worried about how good my squares are, in case you're getting worried for me. In case you're having sympathy cries over there, don't worry, we're going to sand this. And sanding is great for not so good projects. Hey, see, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, that stinking sink mat. Let's go ahead and dry this real quick. Okay, that actually looks kind of adorable. I kind of like it. Okay, so we are gonna wait to sand that. We're gonna let it dry just a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid back on my paste, put my paintbrush and some water, and now we are going to glue this bad boy onto the base here, like this. So let's see how we want to, actually, you know what? Let me dry this real quick. I think before we put it on the base, I think that needs to be the last step. I think what we're gonna do is go ahead and get these bad boys out. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to set these ping pong balls in here, and we're gonna glue them. So let me grab my glue gun. Generously glue that in there. And these are going to hold the flowers. So you won't be able to see. Let me push this in, hold on. Ah! I just popped it, did you hear that? The heat popped the balloon. We'll get all of that out eventually. But we'll try to get that big glob. Okay. We'll get the rest later. Okay, So now we've got those, they're stuck on there. Now what I want to do is cut these, and I'm going to put these flowers inside of there. So let me grab these. Trying to think. I don't want to do this too small. I think that'll be good. Okay. So how am I going to cut a hole in that? I guess I probably just need a razor, huh? And I don't have one right here. Yes, I do. Okay. So I am literally just going to stab a hole right in there, and these are going to hold my flowers. I'm not sure where I want to put that yet. Okay. Set that there. Boy, we are making a mess. So now I'm just gonna take that and put it right in that hole. Ta-da! Okay, that worked. These suckers, these stems, are really hard wire. I tried to cut it with scissors and it wasn't very friendly, should I say. It wasn't nice. Boy, that held those really well. All right, check that out. I think I want to move them up a little bit. How cute is that? Okay, now I want to, I feel like I don't even really need to sand the bottom, but I said I was going to, so I kind of feel obligated. Isn't that silly? Okay, so we're just gonna rough up those just a little bit. Okay, and then we got some glue. We'll touch all that up. All right, I want to do that. But first, look at my little golf balls under there. Okay, so next time, just looking at this, I would actually paint those ping pong balls black. You're not going to be able to see them, but it would make me feel better to paint those that color. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to take this Fresh Daily and put that right here. So I think we want to do white. I think that's what I want to do. All right, now we have to get this even. That's going to be the tricky part. I don't think that's even. It's really hard because I can't see the top. We're going with it. We are going with it. Okay, we're just gonna do, should we do a pop of color? I'm afraid of pop of color. Okay, let's just do white. White is gonna be bright. All right. I've already used this transfer like 3 times. I love it. but I love my coffee too. Are you a coffee drinker? I drink coffee every single morning. My favorite creamer right now is, oh my gosh, that's cute. Okay, my favorite creamer right now is Snickers. So good. All right, let's try that. Okay, now look how cute. Now we're going to use some wood glue. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not the best with glues, but this is probably not the best glue to put on here. But we're going to do it anyway because it's the only one I have on hand. So we can reinforce it later if need be. You know what? Actually, I think the glue gun would be better. So let's wipe this off. I think the good old glue gun is gonna be better. Okay. And I say that because this probably wasn't cut very even, because you know why? Because I did it. So I need to make sure that this is even. Oh, can I just say how much I love this thing? Okay. Ah, so cute. All right. Look at that. It's so cute. Okay, now I will get some stir sticks. One moment. These are my little coffee stir sticks. And now we have a beautiful little project there that we made. So how's that, Ashley? How did I do? Let me know. And we have some more projects on this to do, so coming soon.